Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I posted a video, like a couple of months, so I'm super excited that I finally get to be back with you guys. And I know a lot of you guys are new here, so if you're new here and this is the first new video I've uploaded since you've subscribed, well hello! Welcome to the Hand Clan. But in today's video I won't be thrift flipping, I will be actually just making a dress from fabric. So I got this fabric from Spotlight a couple of weeks ago and I want to make a baby doll dress, this sort of thing. And I'm super excited because these dresses are so cute, and I'll show you the fabric I picked up for it. So here she is. Now I know first glimpse you're like, Hannah, that's a picnic rug, and maybe it gives off a little bit of grandma vibes, but I do have a vision. I have a vision for it, so just trust the process. This will look good. It's a cotton and linen blend fabric, so it's really nice. But before we get started, I just want to briefly explain why I haven't posted it in months or whatever. So pretty much, I mean, there is no like excuse per se, but I've had uni, and when I'm not doing uni, I was going to work for 30 to 40 hours a week. When I wasn't doing uni and when I wasn't working, I was with friends. So yeah, but now uni is over. I still have to work 30 to 40 hours a week, but I have time to do my sewing. Also, I'll just give you a small life update. So I finally got a tripod that's like a small one that I can like move around. It's more portable, so that's super exciting, which I got for my birthday, which, speaking of, I'm now 20, so I just had my birthday last Thursday. Not only that, but I also finally bought my own car, and I was going to do a video on it, but then I didn't get any footage. But yes, I finally got my own car, and I love her so much. Her name's Genevieve, and I got her the day before Halloween. She's a little Suzuki, and we love and cherish her. I'm going to stop talking now because you've heard enough and you just want to see the baby doll dress. So let's get straight into the video. Okay, so I started out with my fabric, as you can see here, and I was doing the top half first, so I'm just folding it over to be the size I want. This part's going around the bust. So pretty much I made it way wider than I wanted it to be to allow for the seams and any mistakes that I made. So it was about 10 inches wide and about 33 inches long, which I would later find out is cutting it quite fine, but we made it work. So then I just cut out the short side and then the long side. So I pretty much had a massive rectangle, which I then cut in half. So I had two equal sized rectangles. After that, I just started the actual body part of the dress, so the flowy part. So I cut out a massive rectangle, which I measured to make sure it fit around my body, and added some more so I could do some pleats, which is what I'm doing here. So then I begun the pleats, which I folded on every second stripe per se, but I ended up having to do it on every third stripe because I just ran out of fabric. So pretty much what I'm pinning the pleats to is one of those rectangles I cut out in the very beginning for the bust. And then the other rectangular panel, I pretty much lay it just on top so that the flowy body part is in between the two panels so that you can't see any stitches. So once I put it all into place with some pins, then I went over to the sewing machine and I pretty much just sewed a straight line right down that pinned line. It was a very start-stop process because I had to make sure that the pleats were straight and not going off to the side, and I need to make sure I was getting the 3 layers of fabric all together without missing any. So once I did that, I held up the garment, I guess you could say, to my body, and I decided I need to make the bust panels a bit narrower. As I said in the beginning, I obviously made it bigger than I needed to just in case. So that's what I was doing here. So I just cut it off to the desired width that I wanted it. And then with the excess parts that were cut off, I had 2 long straps left, and then I pretty much cut those 2 in half. So I ended up with 4 long pieces, which I ended up using for the straps. And I had 4 because I was doing, one on the front, one on the back, and they were going to tie up. And it ends up looking so cute. You guys will love it. So for each of the 4 straps, this is pretty much what I did. I pinned them in half and I sewed down pretty much the middle of it. And then I just cut off the excess a couple millimeters away from the seam so that it was a little bit more manageable to work with. So this is when I tried something that I've never done before, and if you guys want to try it, then I'd suggest looking up a tutorial. Just look up thin straps, how to. But pretty much, because they're so thin, and obviously they're inside out so that you can't see the stitches, it's like obviously impossible to get your fingers like in them to undo them so that they're no longer inside out. So pretty much this is a fun little technique. You pretty much get a needle, put some string on it, not like thread, you need something a little bit more heavy duty. So as you saw, you pierce the strap and pull the needle all the way through to the other end, and then you can get rid of the needle and pull the string so that the knot at the end is sitting like where the hole is, and obviously it can't go through, which is what you want. And then pretty much when you pull on the string, it like pulls in on itself, and so you can make it so that it's no longer inside out this way. It's actually very satisfying to do. So at the beginning, as you just saw, I had to sort of tuck in the ends to sort of just help it on its way. And yeah, so it can take a few goes. Like my first couple of ones took me that long to get them started because it just wasn't like going in. But once you get it, it's pretty easy. So yeah, then you just pull it through, keep pulling it, helping it along the way. So then it gets to a point where you can now just pull on the strap, and it ends up coming out looking pretty professional. So after I made the straps, it was now time to put the straps onto the dress. So pretty much what I had to do was stuff the flowy body part into the 2 bust parts so that once again you couldn't see any stitch marks. I know this is very confusing, but pretty much just look at the video and understand I'm doing it so that you can't see the stitches. So then once I did that, I had to now measure and mark out where my straps were going to be, which I did beforehand, so I knew exactly what measurements I wanted. And then I had to now, where I put the pins, also pin on the strap. So I pinned on the strap, making sure the long part of the strap was now also going to be inside this long tube. So pretty much whatever's inside this tube of fabric was what was going to be seen by the public per se, and whatever's outside is not going to be seen by anyone because it's inside out. Okay, I headed back over to the sewing machine where I sewed a straight line to fasten the straps and the 2 bust panels to themselves on the top half. So now the dress is getting quite close to being complete, but obviously, as you can imagine, the actual dress is not a cylinder yet, so it needs to be attached back to itself vertically down the back. So that's what I'm doing here, and then of course I zigzag stitched it just to make sure the edge didn't fray, and then finally, to complete the whole thing, I just did a hem at the bottom of the dress and it was complete. This is what it looks like, and now I'm going to try it on. So that's how the dress turned out. I'm super happy with it. Like, I think it looks really good and it's super cute. It's exactly what I wanted, and I'm going to be wearing it all summer. But other than that, thank you for watching. If you're new here, subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you in my next one. Mwah.